Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Podcasters, your safe space for learning easy English through real stories and heart-to-heart conversations. I'm Maya. If you are listening to this right now, maybe you're in your kitchen tidying up, or perhaps you're on a long, tiring bus ride home after a busy day. I want you to stop for just a second and take a small, deep breath. Just by pressing play and choosing to spend this time with us, you are already taking a brave step forward for your English journey. Even listening quietly is a form of practice that counts toward your future and your confidence.
Hi everyone, I'm Leo, and I am so happy to be here talking and learning with you today. Maya, I have to be honest with you. This morning, my home routine was a total disaster. I woke up late, I tried to do my exercises quickly, and then I rushed to the kitchen to make some breakfast. But my brain felt so tired. I kept thinking, am I doing breakfast or making breakfast? Am I making the laundry or doing the laundry? In that moment of confusion, I almost wanted to just stay in bed and give up on English for the day.
Oh, Leo, that is such a real feeling. That frozen moment, or that quiet pain of confusion, is something almost every learner faces in their daily life. You study at home with your books, but when you stand in your own kitchen trying to describe your day, your brain feels like it's doing too much work. You worry about these two tiny words do and make, and suddenly, the English just disappears.
Exactly. It felt like a test I wasn't ready for. And that is why today's episode is so important. We are talking about English for your home routine and mastering those two troublesome words, do and make. We want to help you move away from textbook English and start using life English, the kind of English that feels human, natural, and kind.
I love that. And friends, before we dive into our chores and routines, we have a small, friendly request. If this podcast helps you feel even a little more understood or confident, please subscribe to English Podcasters and click the like button. It really helps our family of learners grow, and it tells us that you want more lessons that help you speak from the heart.
So Maya, let's start with the big question that confuses everyone. Why does English have two words for the same thing in other languages? How do we feel the difference between do and make?
That's the perfect way to ask it. Not what is the rule, but how do we feel it? In simple words, we usually use do for actions, work, tasks, and routines. These are things you perform. They are activities that already exist. You are not creating a new thing. You are just handling a task. For example, I do the dishes, or I do my exercises.
I see. So do is about the action or the effort, like when I say, I do the cleaning, or I do the laundry. I'm not creating a new shirt. I'm just performing the task of washing it.
Exactly. Now, make is different. We usually use make when we create, build, prepare, or produce something. There is a result at the end, a new thing that wasn't there before. Think about your morning, Leo. You said you made breakfast. You took eggs, bread, and coffee, and you created a meal.
Ah. So make equals create. That makes so much sense. I make coffee, I make a sandwich, I make a cake. Because at the end, I have a delicious result.
Perfect. Let's try a little role play for our listeners so they can hear these two working together in a real home situation. Imagine it's a busy Saturday morning at home. Leo, you are my roommate.
I'm ready. Maya, the house is a mess. What should we do today?
You're right. I'll do the cleaning in the living room if you can do the laundry.
Okay, I can do that. And after we finish our chores, I'll make a nice lunch for us.
That sounds great. I'll make some coffee right now so we have energy to do the work.
Notice what happened there, listeners. We used do for the cleaning and the laundry, because those are tasks. But we used make for the lunch and the coffee, because we were preparing or creating something new.
And did you notice, friends, that we didn't stop to think about grammar? We thought about the feeling of the activity. If you are performing a duty, use do. If you are producing a result, use make.
Maya, I have to ask about something that always trips me up. What about mistakes? Is a mistake a task I do, or is it a result I make?
This is where English likes to be a little bit sneaky, Leo. Even though a mistake feels like an action, in English we always say, make a mistake. Think of it as, creating a result that you didn't want.
Make a mistake. I will remember that. And listeners, if you say, I did a mistake, please don't feel ashamed. Native speakers will still understand your story. Communication is a bridge, not an exam.
That is so important to remember. Having a shaking voice or making mistakes just means you are brave enough to speak more than one language. That is a superpower. Instead of thinking, my English is bad, try saying, my English is improving, or I am learning from my mistakes. That small change in your mindset removes the heavy pressure.
Let's look at another part of the home routine that uses these words. What about our plans and decisions?
Good point, Leo. Even though a plan is not a physical thing like a cake, you are still creating it in your mind. So, we make plans and we make decisions. You might say, I need to make a plan for my cleaning today, or I made a decision to study English for 10 minutes.
And what about the work we do at our desks or for our classes?
Since study and work are tasks, we use do. I do my homework, I do a report, I do my best.
Do my best. I love that one. It's a very positive way to think about your routine. Friends, even if you only learn one new phrase today, you are doing your best, and that is a victory.
Now let's talk about the mindset of our home routines. Sometimes, when the house is messy and the English feels too hard, we feel overwhelmed. We think, I am too slow. I will never get this right.
I feel that heavy mountain every Monday morning.
On those days, friends, please be kind to yourself. Remember, progress is not a straight line. Some days you feel like a conversation magician, and some days you feel like a confused robot. Both are normal. On your hardest days, don't run, just don't stop. Even if you only say one English sentence while you make your bed, like, I am making my bed, that counts toward your future.
Don't run, just don't stop. I'm going to repeat that while I do the dishes tonight. Maya, can we talk about feelings? I remember you saying, make is used for feelings, too.
Yes, this is a very beautiful part of English. When you cause a feeling in someone else, you make them feel that way. You make me happy. That song makes me sad. This podcast makes me feel confident.
Oh, that is much nicer than doing a feeling. It shows that we are creating a connection.
It truly does. Now, friends, if you are having a flat day, a day where you feel you aren't progressing at all, please listen to this. Your English is like a plant. You don't see it growing every minute, but if you keep watering it with these daily routines, one day you will realize you are standing tall.
I feel like I'm breathing easier already. Let's do one more practice roleplay for our friends listening. This time, let's imagine we are talking about our weekend plans at home.
Okay, Leo, what are you doing this weekend?
I have to do a lot of housework. I need to do the cleaning and do the shopping.
That sounds busy. Are you going to make time to relax?
Yes, I'll make a decision to stop work at 5 p.m. Then I'll make a delicious dinner and maybe make some plans to see a friend.
Perfect! And remember, don't worry if you make a mistake with your recipes.
I won't. I'll just do my best and enjoy the day.
See how those words just start to flow when you connect them to your real life? You aren't memorizing a list. You are describing your world.
Maya, before we finish, let's give our listeners a very simple memory trick to take home.
Good idea. Think of it like this. Do is for the duty, the tasks and work. Make is for the material, the things you create or prepare.
Duty equals do. Material equals make. That is very clear.
We are so incredibly proud of you for staying with us until the end of this episode. It shows you are dedicated to your story and your growth. Now, we have a small challenge for you, an English Podcasters Challenge.
In the comments below, tell us about one thing you do every day in your home routine and one thing you make.
For example, I do the dishes every morning and I make a cup of tea. Or maybe, I do my exercises and I make a plan for my day.
We read every single comment and we smile because every sentence you write is a sign of your small courage. Your voice matters, even if it shakes.
Take small steps. Use your soft words. Don't run. And please, don't stop. You are closer than you think, and you are doing better than you realize.
We'll see you in the next episode of English Podcasters. Keep speaking, keep growing, and remember, even a whisper counts.
Bye-bye, everyone. Have a wonderful, brave day.
Bye. Remember, your home is your best classroom.